All right, Mr. Tuggs, you inspired me to make this video. So first off, one thing that I started when I first started doing this channel, I was using my old cell phone to do photography, which for the time what I had wasn't bad, but I noticed I just wasn't getting the crispness of what I needed. So when my phone finally died, I was like, crap. So I broke down, and the camera that I'm currently using and has just been a godsend, this is a Sony ZV-E10. It can shoot all the way up to 4K. And just using EOS cameras like so has just been the bee's knees, sharper, of course. And then I broke down because of the stock lens, you can get all right, but I needed something like if you really kind of needed to get more, I guess, finer details. I found on Amazon, it's not a legit Sony lens, but it's compatible. This is a Bright Star telephoto lens, and there goes the bottom part. But this thing has been very helpful in getting like up close shots, because this one you can only get a certain amount of they call them f-stops. For those of you watching, make fun of me if I'm getting it wrong, but that's kind of how I remember it in my head. And just kind of look up, like if you look up this particular model on Amazon, there's one particular video that was really helpful in learning all the functionality. And then when I first started using EOS cameras, I looked up, I got the Idiot's Guide. I don't know if you've ever seen those books before, or is it the Idiot's Guide or Beginner's Guide? I can't remember what they're called, but anyway, kind of start learning how to use f-stops, the ISO, and the shutter speed, and how to work them all in tandem. And then of course, for lighting, my lighting setup's just kind of a hodgepodge of stuff. One thing that I will praise, and I'm surprised, is on Amazon there's a company called eMart, and they've been very helpful. I bought about four lights from them, and these lights come with gel filters. That's always another thing that you want to use. So each 2 lights comes with a set of slide-on lenses, so you can get that different type of color. And what was really cool about eMart is these got lost. And so I contacted them. I actually found their number on eBay or on Amazon. And I said, hey, I can't find my gels. Could I please buy a replacement set? And they said, don't worry about it. So they sent me another 2 set of lights and gels. So that was really neat. I appreciated that. The other things that I would suggest from Amazon are these Uzuni lights. I bought 3 of them, and this is just a big gel. The light, as you can see, is not that thick, but it does give off enough lumens. That's one thing when you're looking at lights for your photographies, you always want to make sure the amount of lumens. The higher, the better. And then a couple of other things that I bought from eMart are these big studio lights. And I use those more for my comic reviews, but if you really need some extra light on the subject, those are great. Got this overhang light from Amazon as well. This one too. This little desk lamp here has been a godsend. I bought this from Walmart. Same with just this gooseneck lamp, and then this table stuck lamp. I know it's kind of thrown together, but it works. These 2 lights in the back, my grandmother, my wife's mom, so I call her grandma, she got me these lights from Wish. And surprisingly, those pop out a lot of light. So with that said, I also had from my mom, she was a crafty. And after she passed, I, of course, inherited her craft stuff. But these work just like light gels. And that's kind of how I get this look for these. And then, get some of these clamps here. Helps when you're trying to get a different lighting source, because there's only so much that you can change because again, another thing with these type of cameras compared to a cell phone is if you want to get more bluish hue or orange hue, you can change the temperature of the light and the white balancing. With cell phones, you're kind of limited. Another thing that you want to probably look at, I got 2 of these from Amazon as well. These are Sulcanis. The only thing though is this button, after a while, starts to degrade. You used to be able to just push it in. Now I have to use a pencil because that rubber nipple there just wore out. Still works great. And then it has different light settings, or you can go all the way to the strobe. So you get different options if you want to try to strobe while you're doing your cool videos. You can get a neat, like, put like a red gel on there, and that's going to look like a very like alien-esque look. Those are cool. The other thing that I look at is this is from Amazon too. It's a facial mister that people can spray on their face. It's just water, but you can get kind of if you have enough light on it, you can do smoke with these. There goes the guys. But the one thing that I finally broke down, and I saw a TikToker using it, I can't remember the guy's name or else I'd reference him, but this portable fog machine. Now, this was a little expensive. I luckily got it on sale, but it comes with its own fluid, comes with different ways that you can shoot out smoke. So you have like 3 or 4 options. Just look this model up on Amazon, or on Amazon. What's that place where we put our videos? YouTube. And you can see all the different ways that this can be used, but you just click it on, make sure there's gel in the chamber, turn it on, and then I just usually turn it off. And then I do auto shoot. That's another thing about an EOS camera compared to a cell phone, is with a cell phone you just get one snap, or with the burst shot you don't get a lot of options. As with the camera, you can sit continuous shot, so you just press the shutter down and it goes, and so you get X amount of ways the smokes looks, and then in post-production you could look at the ways you want to, which shots are better and which ones you want to kind of alter. Now for the smoke effects that you've been seeing, where I do this, all this is just cotton balls you can get from Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, wherever. And then these are just plastic cups. These are dome shaped, but yeah, they're just one of those, like those toss away plastic dome cups that you get from restaurants. And you just kind of glue them on, and then you puff the, the cotton balls out. And one thing about these, I need to make some more, is they do start to kind of fall off, but you can always use those for extra shots. But I made 2 of these, and then like it just showed you, make sure you got a bright enough light to shoot through, put a gel over it, and you get that explosion look in the background. Set it far enough back. That's one thing that I had to learn. And when I was just starting out years ago, is people would set up their backdrop and then they put the character right against it, and it just looks so flat. That's where you need to kind of, not you particularly, but just people in general that are getting into photography, they need to learn depth of field. Like what do you want in your foreground, which is usually your subject, and then what do you want to kind of set up in the midground and then the background. So for that shot that I did of these 2 that you guys saw, the background was the smoke along with these crumbled temples that I found on eBay. Yes, eBay this time. And I just kind of put those there to look kind of explosive. And then in the mid-ground area here, go check out Woodrome Illustrations. He made me this platform. This is all foam board, and then just different textures to make it look rocky, and then painted. So if you look on the bottom, you can see that it's foam board. And these are different types of foam boards too. And so what I did is I just took some metal twine, and then I just cut it. And because it's foam board, yeah, it's going to get banged up, so you can always retouch it up later, but you can kind of stick it in there. And then these had little holes already, but you get the idea. And then I just went back into Photoshop later and edited those out. Now, a lot of those, y'all may say, oh, I can't afford Photoshop. I get it. I totally get it. If you go and Google Photopea, so I think it's P-E-A, it is essentially a free online scaled down version of Photoshop. But you can do the clone tool, so you can take these out and stuff like that. You can touch up colors, you can sharpen things, etc., so forth. But if you're just starting out, definitely a good way to go. And then especially if you want to take your figures, and like what I try to do after I shoot is I try to Photoshop out all the pins, especially where light shines through on the Marvel Legend figures. So just something to think about. But that is essentially my setup in a nutshell. And another thing that you may want to do is if you're out and about, like at a thrift store, garage sale, swap market, that's just for an aquarium. So right there, you got a new prop. Or this I believe was the head of a fan that I found when I moved in. It was just garbage. And I cleaned it up. And it's great for putting down and lighting up underneath to kind of get that grading look and put some smog under there. Hell yeah. So that is my setup in a nutshell, Tug. One thing to consider, though, is you all are eventually going to start finding stuff and yeah, storage, just like with your figures, always starts to become fun, but at least you have options. I even got more that I need to start figuring out a home for all those underneath. But that's my setup in a nutshell, buddy. I hope that helped you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm always willing to help any of y'all. So just let me know down in the comments or message me. I'm always down to help teach and just collaborate. So thanks for checking it out. Hope this helps.